It usually starts quietly. Did you know that every third person in the world suffers from high blood pressure, but most people don't even know it? It's called the silent killer. Today, I will tell you 5 silent signs that your body is giving you, but you are ignoring them. You wake up in the middle of the night for no clear reason. The room is still dark. Your mouth feels dry. Your heart seems a little louder than normal. Not racing exactly, just heavy, present. You shift your head on the pillow and feel a dull pressure behind your eyes. Maybe you blame the weather, maybe stress, maybe poor sleep. The next morning, you stand up from the couch too quickly and the room tilts for half a second. Again, you tell yourself you're probably dehydrated, or tired, or just getting older. Then one afternoon, you notice something strange. Your socks leave deeper marks around your ankles than they used to. You feel unusually irritable for no reason. You walk into the kitchen and suddenly forget why you went there. And somewhere in the back of your mind, a quiet voice whispers something you don't want to say out loud. What if something is wrong with my blood pressure? The frightening part is this: high blood pressure rarely announces itself dramatically in the beginning. It doesn't usually start with collapse, chest pain, or a medical emergency. It starts with whispers, tiny changes. Signals so subtle most people dismiss them for years, until one day the damage is no longer silent. If any of this sounds familiar, pay very close attention to the next few minutes. What your body may be trying to tell you could protect your brain, your heart, your kidneys, and possibly your life. I'm Dr. Alex Carter, and today we're talking about the silent signs of high blood pressure that far too many adults over 60 ignore until serious damage has already begun. By the time this conversation is over, you'll understand why high blood pressure develops so quietly, the warning signs most doctors don't fully explain, and exactly what you can do starting today to lower your risk and protect your body long-term. Before we dive in, I'd love to know where you're watching from today. Drop your city or country in the comments below. I read every one of them. High blood pressure, also called hypertension, is not simply pressure in the way most people imagine it. Think of your blood vessels like thousands of feet of flexible garden hose running through your body. When you're young, those hoses are soft and elastic. Blood moves through them smoothly. The vessel walls stretch gently with each heartbeat. But over time, several things begin to happen. Tiny injuries form inside the vessel walls from years of stress, inflammation, excess sugar, smoking, poor sleep, chronic tension, and even normal aging itself. The body tries to repair those injuries, but the repairs are not smooth. They become stiff, thick, narrow. Now imagine turning the water pressure higher and higher through a hose that has become rigid and tight. That pressure pushes against every organ in your body, against the brain, against the kidneys, against the delicate blood vessels in the eyes, against the heart muscle itself. And here's the dangerous part most people miss. This process usually develops slowly over many years, not days, not weeks. That's why so many intelligent, responsible people walk around with dangerously high blood pressure without realizing it. They don't feel sick. Their body simply adapts little by little until the strain becomes normal, until it isn't. After age 60, the body changes in ways nobody fully prepares you for. First, blood vessels naturally lose elasticity with age. Even healthy adults experience some stiffening over time, which means the heart must push harder to circulate blood. Second, kidney function gradually slows. Your kidneys help regulate fluid and sodium balance, and when they become less efficient, blood pressure can quietly climb. Third, many adults over 60 become more sensitive to salt without realizing it. A meal that barely affected you at 40 may dramatically raise your blood pressure at 70. Fourth, sleep changes matter more than people think. Poor sleep, sleep apnea, and frequent nighttime waking all place stress on the nervous system and increase blood pressure hormones. And finally, medications themselves can contribute. Certain pain relievers, decongestants, steroids, and even some supplements can slowly push blood pressure upward. This is not your body failing you. This is a biological reality many people were never warned about. One of the biggest reasons hypertension becomes dangerous is because the symptoms are so easy to misread. The first is morning headaches. Many people assume these headaches come from sleeping wrong, dehydration, or eye strain. But blood pressure often rises naturally in the early morning hours. When pressure inside blood vessels becomes too high, it can create that heavy, tight sensation at the back of the head or behind the eyes. The dangerous mistake is ignoring recurring morning headaches for months or years, while the pressure continues damaging delicate vessels in the brain. The second symptom is fatigue. This confuses people because high blood pressure is often associated with stress or tension, not exhaustion. But when the heart constantly works harder to push blood through stiff vessels, the body burns more energy simply trying to maintain circulation. People often respond by drinking more caffeine, sleeping excessively, or becoming less active. Unfortunately, that can worsen the underlying problem. The correct interpretation is this: Unexplained fatigue combined with dizziness, swelling, headaches, or shortness of breath deserves a blood pressure check. Now stay with me here because this next symptom surprises almost everyone. Memory problems and mental fog. People think of high blood pressure as a heart issue, but your brain depends on stable, healthy blood flow. Chronically elevated pressure damages tiny blood vessels inside the brain long before a stroke occurs. That can show up as forgetfulness, difficulty concentrating, irritability, slower thinking, or feeling mentally off. Many older adults assume they're simply aging. Sometimes it's vascular damage quietly developing in the background. Another misleading symptom is swelling in the ankles or lower legs. People blame heat, age, or standing too long, but elevated blood pressure forces fluid into surrounding tissues and strains the heart's ability to circulate efficiently. The dangerous response is dramatically increasing salt intake or becoming less mobile because the legs feel heavy. Movement is often exactly what the circulation system needs. And finally, nosebleeds. Now, occasional nosebleeds do not automatically mean hypertension, but frequent unexplained nosebleeds, especially combined with headaches or facial flushing, can sometimes signal dangerously elevated blood pressure that needs immediate evaluation. If this information is opening your eyes to symptoms you never connected before, subscribe to the channel now, because what we're about to discuss next could genuinely save someone from a medical emergency. Untreated high blood pressure usually progresses in stages. In the beginning, stage 1 often feels almost invisible: mild headaches, poor sleep, fatigue, occasional dizziness. Most people continue living normally, while silent damage slowly develops inside the arteries. Stage 2 is where organ strain becomes more noticeable. The heart muscle thickens because it must pump harder against resistance. Kidney function may begin declining. Vision changes can appear. Shortness of breath during simple activities becomes more common. This is often the point where people say, "I just don't feel like myself anymore." Then comes stage 3. This is where blood vessels can no longer tolerate the pressure. A clot forms, a vessel ruptures. The heart rhythm destabilizes. A stroke, heart attack, kidney failure, or sudden loss of vision can occur with little warning. And here are the symptoms where you should stop watching videos and seek emergency medical care immediately. Sudden chest pressure or pain, severe shortness of breath, weakness or numbness on one side of the body, sudden confusion or trouble speaking, loss of vision, a severe worst headache of your life. Blood pressure readings above 180/120 combined with symptoms. Those are not wait-and-see symptoms. Those are emergency symptoms. So what should you do if you suspect your blood pressure is running high? Number 1, measure it correctly. Most people take blood pressure the wrong way. They check it immediately after walking around, talking, climbing stairs, drinking coffee, or feeling anxious. Sit quietly for at least 5 full minutes before measuring. Keep both feet flat on the floor. Support your back. Rest your arm at heart level. Don't cross your legs, and avoid talking during the reading. Take 2 measurements 1 minute apart, not 1. 2. Then record the average. Number 2, hydrate strategically. Dehydration causes blood vessels to constrict, which can temporarily increase blood pressure. But many older adults either drink too little water or drink large amounts all at once. Instead, spread hydration steadily throughout the day. A practical starting point for many adults is 1 glass of water every 2 to 3 waking hours, unless your doctor has placed you on fluid restrictions. And here's the thing: adding excessive salt for electrolytes without medical guidance can backfire badly in adults with hypertension. Number 3, walk after meals. This is one of the most underrated tools for blood pressure control. A slow 10 to 15-minute walk after eating helps blood vessels dilate, improves insulin sensitivity, and reduces pressure on the cardiovascular system. Most people think exercise must be intense to matter. It doesn't. Consistency changes the body more than intensity. Number 4, reduce hidden sodium, not just table salt. Canned soups, processed meats, frozen dinners, sauces, restaurant foods, and packaged snacks contain enormous amounts of sodium many people never notice. Read labels carefully. If a single serving contains several hundred milligrams of sodium, the total daily intake can climb dangerously fast. Number 5, improve sleep positioning and nighttime habits. Poor sleep increases stress hormones that raise blood pressure overnight. Avoid large, heavy meals late at night. Reduce screen exposure before bed. Keep the bedroom cool and dark. And if you snore heavily or wake gasping for air, speak to your doctor about sleep apnea screening. That condition drives hypertension more often than people realize. And finally, know when home measures are not enough. If your blood pressure repeatedly stays above 140/90, if symptoms continue despite lifestyle changes, or if readings suddenly spike much higher than normal, schedule medical evaluation promptly. Do not try to wait it out for months. If you're still with me and finding this helpful, type the number 2 in the comments, so I know these conversations are reaching the people who need them most. Long-term blood pressure protection is not about one miracle food or one supplement. It's about creating a daily environment inside the body where blood vessels can relax instead of constantly defending themselves. Number one, build movement into ordinary life, not just workouts. Standing up every 30 to 45 minutes improves circulation and prevents blood from pooling in the lower body. Gentle walking improves nitric oxide production inside blood vessels, which helps them widen naturally. And surprisingly, short frequent movement sessions often help blood pressure more consistently than one exhausting workout followed by sitting all day. Number two, prioritize potassium-rich foods. Potassium helps balance sodium inside the body and supports healthy nerve and muscle function. Foods like spinach, beans, yogurt, avocados, bananas, sweet potatoes, and tomatoes help the body release excess sodium more effectively. But stay with me here. People with kidney disease should never dramatically increase potassium without speaking to a physician first. Number three, review medications every 6 to 12 months. This is essential. Many adults continue taking medications or over-the-counter products that quietly raise blood pressure without realizing it. Certain pain relievers, cold medications, steroids, stimulants, and even herbal supplements can contribute. Bring every medication bottle to your appointments. Everyone. Number four, protect your stress response system. Chronic stress keeps adrenaline and cortisol elevated, which tightens blood vessels and increases heart strain. Now, that doesn't mean just relax. That advice is useless. Instead, create predictable calming routines the nervous system can rely on. Slow evening walks, breathing exercises, prayer, stretching, gardening, music, reading, or quiet time away from screens. The body responds powerfully to repeated patterns of safety. Number five, improve hydration consistency. Many older adults stop drinking water because they fear nighttime urination. Unfortunately, dehydration thickens the blood and forces the cardiovascular system to work harder. Try front-loading hydration earlier in the day instead of avoiding fluids entirely. That small adjustment often helps both blood pressure and nighttime sleep. And number six, monitor blood pressure trends, not isolated numbers. One stressful reading means very little. Patterns matter. Take readings at similar times each day for 1 to 2 weeks. That gives a far clearer picture than emotional checking every hour after a high reading. Now, I want to speak directly to the sons, daughters, spouses, and caregivers watching this for someone they love. You are often the first person to notice subtle changes. You notice when they become more forgetful, more tired, more short of breath walking to the mailbox. You notice the swollen ankles, the headaches, the irritability, the increasing need to sit down and rest. Please do not ignore those changes simply because they developed gradually. Encourage regular blood pressure checks at home. Help organize medications. Watch for missed doses or accidental double dosing. Pay attention to sleep problems, confusion, or sudden personality changes after medication adjustments. And perhaps most critically, don't dismiss repeated symptoms just because the person says, "I'm fine." Many older adults minimize symptoms because they fear becoming a burden. The conversation may feel awkward. The consequences of silence are worse. If you've ever had a high blood pressure reading that truly worried you, type the word "aware" in the comments below. You are absolutely not alone in this. Here's what I want you to walk away with today. High blood pressure rarely begins with dramatic symptoms. It develops quietly through years of gradual strain on blood vessels, the heart, kidneys, and brain. The signs people ignore most often are not always obvious chest symptoms. They can include fatigue, brain fog, morning headaches, ankle swelling, dizziness, poor sleep, and even memory changes. Adults over 60 face increased risk because aging changes the flexibility of blood vessels, kidney function, sleep quality, and sodium sensitivity. That doesn't mean damage is inevitable. It means awareness matters. Daily walking, proper hydration, stress regulation, medication review, better sleep, and consistent monitoring can dramatically lower long-term risk when done consistently. And most critically, severe symptoms like chest pain, sudden weakness, confusion, breathing difficulty, or extremely high readings require immediate medical attention. Your body whispers long before it screams. Learn to listen early. A lot of people feel embarrassed talking about blood pressure because the symptoms seem vague or not serious enough. Others assume feeling tired, foggy, or swollen is simply part of aging. It doesn't have to be ignored. The fact that you stayed here and learned about these silent warning signs tells me something very good. You're paying attention before a crisis forces you to. That matters. If this conversation helped you, press the like button so this reaches more adults who may be missing these signs right now. Share this with someone you care about, especially a parent, spouse, or friend over 60. And tell me in the comments, which symptom surprised you the most today? And subscribe for straightforward senior health education that respects your intelligence and never talks down to you. Take care of your pressure before your body is forced to carry the burden alone.